no meaning at all. It wasn't entertaining or funny or clever in any way, shape, or form. But that's the type of entertainment that we do here on the Burger Creek. Yeah. Actually, alert box. Okay, I have the alert box out. Hello, everyone. Chat. Um,
Hello, guys. Hello, Burger.
uh, yes, I am Burger. This is guys, and this is
All right, I don't know how to do this, so you'll have to, I'll guide you through the Bionicle
yes.
lore. You'll
I
guide
am.
me through the YouTube processes.
I am here with. Can I call you by your real name?
Yeah, yeah, sure, go for it.
I'm here with Sandro. He's a walking
Hello.
warrior on the Discord server. He is one of our mods, and he is our resident bioniclist, biocyclist, bionicle expert.
You can call me Chronicler.
I'll call you Bionicler, mate. We have a
Jesus.
lot of Bioniclers on the server.
Okay.
However, this is the one who is most. Do explain why you are the most qualified for this particular task of guiding me, a almost complete amateur in the weird and wonderful world of
Okay. Sure.
Biochronicles, through the
Sure.
process of learning about what's going on here.
All right. So I remember this whole thing started, as you know, Burger, with one of your fast food Thursdays,
Yes.
and Chicken, Pepe, and I started spamming your stream with Bionicle memes, and then Burger blessed us with a Bionicle chat where we talk about this stuff. And yeah, eventually it was decided that we would explore the world of Bionicle.
But how did you get the idea of sort of bombarding that particular stream with memes from
So
a
I had
20
just
year old Lego Technic franchise? What particularly was the thought process that made you
okay,
go,
so
we will not do this with Mega Blocks, but Bionicle, that's
Mega
my
Blocks,
cocaine.
Mega Blocks are just a rip off. Let's be honest. So I had discovered your channel like 3 days before the stream, right? And yeah, I was just binge watching your videos, and then I saw that you were streaming, and we just decided to hop in the voice channel to talk to each other. And recently, I had been trying to resurrect my passion for Bionicle by writing a book akin to the concepts of Bionicle, and I was talking about that with Chicken and Pepe, and we just decided to spam the Bionicle memes.
I've actually read passages of your book. I think it's a very interesting concept, and I really hope that you continue writing it.
Yeah, I am writing it. There's a lot of tough ideas to explore. 'Cause I'm also not that experienced in writing, so and it's even harder because it's a completely different world with completely different workings of their society and whatnot. So
See, that's what I
yeah,
always found interesting about Bionicle. It's not. It was from the very beginning very weird and out there. I mean, it took. I mean, at this point, there's a lot of, especially popular and scientific culture uses a lot of lean words from Polynesian languages, but
yeah,
like the word wiki, for instance, means fast in some Polynesian language. I don't know which.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know either, and then I did. Um, So just the all of the ideas in Bionicle. Whenever there's a franchise where you look at it and you think drugs were involved in this particular brand of entertainment, um, it's either terrible because it's all just random shit that has no proper congruence and doesn't work together, and it's, oh, look how random this is, haha,
Yeah,
drugs, man. And then you have the ones where it actually it does sort of fit together. There is an internal consistent logic to it. It all feels good and proper. And I'm not very deep into Bionicle. I had like 3 Bionicles as a kid.
oof.
Maybe I had two. I know I had like this of the small ones. I had the gray dude with the
This this
pickaxe.
this might sound obsessive, but I have them all.
I was aware of this.
Yes, you were. You had that gray one
Yeah, the
with the
little grey one with
pickaxe.
the pickaxe. Is he a guy
Oh.
called Taraga or Nuyu?
Tiraga is the elders. There, it's not a Bionicle name. It is a name in the franchise, but it's not a character.
So the bloke's called Nuyu.
I don't know
I
of
think I
any
recall
called
that.
Yu.
I mean, this was like years ago, and I lived in Spain, and I was a child, and all that.
Yeah,
Then I had one of the Borok, which I still
yeah,
don't
the
understand what the
round
fuck's up.
boys.
Yeah, I still don't understand what the fuck's up with them, but I always liked them.
I'll
Uh,
explain it to you.
I expect you to. I had the brown one.
Yeah,
With
that's the Earth one,
yeah.
obviously.
Mm.
Or
And
Earth,
I
no,
think
sorry,
I
not
had
Earth.
the white, just like the main ones, the tall ones that are like the warriors, I suppose.
Those, yeah, actually, they're called the Toa, and Toa is the Maori word for warrior. So yeah, they are warriors.
Actually, you will find that it's pronounced Maori.
I'm sorry.
Honestly, that fucking word. I used to narrate the r/Civ Battle Royale,
Uh huh.
which is this. It's actually pretty cool. It's a friend of mine, T-Pang. He's like a very big guy in the Civilization 5 and probably also 6 modding community at this point.
Yeah.
He got these AIs and put them together to fight each other in Civ, and he was like, he got early access to some really cool mods, and there was a lot of stuff. And I used to be the audio narrator for that on my old YouTube channel, Bear Arms, which right now I use for my gaming channel where I upload the Shadowrun shit.
Mhm.
And the Maori were one of the factions on that sort of map
That's cool.
in that game. Oh, something happened. The Neolutionist donated 21 euros and 98 cents.
Wow. Thank you.
89 cents. Thank you
Even
very
though it's not
much.
for me.
I cannot do fucking numbers, man. Thank you very much. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but I'm going to listen and play Guitar Hero for you. You do that, mate. Thank you very much for the donation. I appreciate it. Where was I? Yes, these
Bionicle.
Battle
Bionicle.
Royale. 1 second.
Yeah.
The Maori, exactly. And it didn't matter how I pronounced it. This first time I pronounced it, I said Maori because that's the obvious way to say it.
Yeah.
That was, of course, the wrong way because they have like a line over the O. So I thought maybe pronounce it like the Japanese would pronounce that anglicized letter, that Romanized letter, and call it like the Shogun Maori. That also what turned out not to be correct. And every time I said it one way, someone in the comment section corrected me to a different way that was also incorrect. And no one on the entire internet seemed to be able to know how to properly pronounce this. And at some point, there was a battle in the comments about two people who claimed to be Maori who had different ways of pronouncing it. And they were each accusing the other of not being Maori, which
But you're certain that it is Maori.
I am at this
Is
point
that it?
certain that it is Maori. I paid a Maori to sort of
Seriously?
become the leader of all Maori of New Zealand. They have like a Highlander system where you have to kill the last leader, and I bought him a Kalashnikov, and he decided that it's now Maori. So whatever I say, that's the correct thing.
You're kidding,
Uh,
right?
Well, this isn't Fortnite Weaver giveaway. I answer up. Hey, Optimus. This is my good friend Optimus from the YouTube channel Optimus. Very cool guy. Really like him.
I'll check him out.
You should. Everyone should go check him out. But not after we're done with this beautiful Bionicle podcast here. So, lay it on me, Sandro.
Okay.
Where do I begin? I want to get into Bionicle. I sort of know that what they are, but what is the story here?
Okay, so if I was going to get into the story without any knowledge whatsoever, I would do kind of what people do with Star Wars, starting on the fourth film that was actually the first film, right? Because there's a lot of secrets that are unraveled throughout the telling of the story. So the story is basically told backwards, right? The first film is one of the last things to happen in the Bionicle lore. But that makes it quite hard to understand the lore because it's also intricate and interconnected. Correct?
I don't know if that's
So,
correct. That might be correct. That might not be
well,
correct.
yeah,
I am not an
I'm
expert.
just. Um,
Ian Ross, a Bionicle ain't shit. I got Throwbots, disc.
Throwbots was the predecessor to Bionicle.
Ah.
And Lego didn't expect them to be so popular, and they terminated the line 2 or 3 years after its release, and they were like, "Oh shit, this was actually really popular," so they brought it back
It's
in
the
the form of
Throwbots because
Bionicle.
I know that the Borok can sort of throw their masks by dislocating their neck.
Uh, the the um, the Borok weren't introduced until
Okay,
2001,
let's
if
get there
I'm
then. If
correct.
that when we can, when it's the correct time. Also,
All right.
Optimus, what the hell's going on here? I'm being introduced to Bionicle lore because my audience has a probably not very healthy obsession with Bionicle, and I really want to be able to join the conversation and not be left out.
Okay, so I think
Yes.
we should explore this chronologically because it's just so much easier to understand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there was this planet where a certain race of humanoid people lived, right? And they were sort of like scientists, and the planet was divided into factions, and each of these individuals ruled the faction.
Uh-huh.
Eventually, they on the northern tribe, the ice tribe, they found a new um, sort of element called protodermis. Okay,
Yeah. So the
and
tribes that we're talking about are also separated into like the Bionicle colors, like the
yes,
red,
yes,
the
yes,
blue, the white, the
yeah,
green,
yeah.
the brown, and the black.
Yes. There's no
Okay.
Bionicles yet. There's no Bionicles yet in the
But
story,
we had
right?
the tribes, they predate the Bionicles.
Yes, they're all biological beings.
Yeah.
Okay. So the ice tribe refuses the other tribes access to this new element they found, which is really good for building shit and for powering stuff as well, right?
Yeah.
So there's a war between all the tribes.
Hold on for a second. It's Cody's birthday. Happy birthday, Cody, my dude.
Oh yeah, I
This
forgot.
is
Yeah, it
this
is
is
Cody's
for your
birthday.
birthday. We specifically did this because I know that you do not care about Bionicle at all. I
I don't
decided,
think he's very
hey,
happy.
probably I should gift him Bionicle stream. That being said, I'm not very good at giving gifts, so that might have been a poor decision. Thanks for being one of my favorite people. Thanks for being a big time mod on my channel, on my Discord, and just generally being with me on this journey through YouTube. Carry on, sir.
Where was I? Oh yeah, so the ice tribe denied access to this new element, and a war broke out between all the factions. Somewhere along this time, the ancients created six element lords to try and fix shit up and to rule better, but that did nothing, and the war just became even worse. So, and at some point in this war, the protodermis made it so that the planet exploded and separated two huge chunks of the planet from itself, creating two moons around the planet. That was Aqua Magna, and I don't remember the other moon's name. Sorry, guys.
Ooh, that worst
Oof.
stream ever. Optimus just donated $4.99. I really tried to type out syntax and write good little meme and code. However, YouTube can't handle it. Therefore, YouTube bad tilde. YouTube bad. I think we all agree that that's just a thing. Thank you very much, Optimus, my dude. So the two moons, and I heard you typing on your keyboard, so I assume you're googling
Yeah,
right
I'm
now the
searching.
name of the second moon.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know the moons of the Nern, isn't it? Is it Nern?
Mm.
Mundus, it's called. Massa and Secunda with Skyrim and Oblivion and all that. Because I am a nerd there. I'm not a super big Elder
Mm.
Scrolls. The thing about knowing a lot about lore is that I always find lore very interesting and I get into it a lot. But at the end of the day, I invest more time making my own lore for my own writing projects. So I'm
Yes, the
never
same.
really like I'm an expert in the lore, but I'm never really at the point where I'm like a lore master.
Hmm. Yeah, I'd say it's the same case with me.
Except for Bionicle.
Yeah, well, I do know too much about Bionicle.
Well,
Let's
you
be
didn't know the
honest.
name of the moon, so
No,
maybe
so
your
I should
credentials
just
aren't
be
as good
disowned.
as I was led to believe by my
Oof,
spies.
oof. Um, so yeah, it doesn't say the name of the fucking moon here. Oh, it's Aquamagna and Bota Magna. I just remembered.
Hmm.
And the main planet is called Barra Magna, which stands for desert. Literally, it's just a fucking huge desert. So yeah, there was an explosion. The planet was separated into two moons and the main planet. And yeah, this was really shitty because one of the moons contained almost all the water in the planet. So yeah, there was no water. The
Generally not a
ancient,
good situation.
yeah, the ancients, which were the original biological beings that lived in the planet, right? They wanted to fix this, so they started making workers, completely mechanical workers, to help them build a gigantic robot that they would send into the universe to observe other civilizations and to learn about the secrets of the universe, and then to return and find a way to fix the planet by merging the two moons with the main planet.
But like, just you know,
Yeah.
move to the one where there's water. I feel like if you have the ability to build a giant robot and send it into space, and also the time for it to observe foreign civilizations for millions of years, you might as well just get the fucking water.
Bugger,
Yes.
this is a children's toy.
Yeah, but like, no, this is precisely the kind of thing where as a child I would have gone, hold on, this whole Santa Claus thing doesn't make sense. I've never
Yes.
seen the guy.
And when you saw him, it was probably your uncle. I don't know.
No, I don't. I don't have an uncle. Do I have an
Oof.
uncle? No, I actually do have an uncle, but I didn't meet him until I was like 13, I think. So that doesn't count.
Yeah. That does not count. No. Should I go on?
Yeah, do go on.
All right. um. So yeah, that was the objective of the robot. So to build this robot, they needed workers, and they developed these mechanical workers to build the actual robot. The first robot, though, was shit, and it exploded upon turning him on. Right, and it was just left there for some reason instead of reusing the parts. I don't know, dude. It was just yeah, it was left there destroyed.
So it was like
So
also, but it was big.
it was really big.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
But
mean, it
then,
exploding does seem like a bit of a design flaw, so probably
yeah,
good that they
probably
made a
abandoned
new
that.
one.
Yeah. So then they created biomechanical beings to help build this robot. And this other robot was even bigger and used protodermis as a source of fuel. Okay?
Hmm.
And this, I think they say in the lore that the robot is 100,000 feet. No, it's even more than that. It's ridiculously huge. Right? It goes on for kilometers and kilometers.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, they built this robot, but he needed to be put together and to work. And during the robot's construction, they gave him a biological brain in the form of a living being that they created called Tren Krom. Right? Tren Krom worked as the kind of a heart for the giant robot while he was being built, so that it would stay together.
Hmm.
Upon concluding the construction of the robot, they exiled Trenkrom in one of the islands. I'll get to that later, in one of the islands, and they inserted the program that would run the robot, and the programming language in the robot dubbed itself Mara Nui, meaning Great Spirit.
See, I've seen that somewhere before. That word.
It was probably in the first Bionicle movie called The Mask of Light.
That might be true. I saw those films when I was 6, and
Yeah,
I saw them in French when I didn't speak French, and I still don't speak French. So
same. The first film does not pass the test of time. It's really bad, but it's still fun to watch, I think. So yeah, it dubbed itself Mara Nui, and it woke up, and it was sent to space. But the robot is very intricate and complicated, so it needed a lot of maintenance. So the ancient beings, sorry, populated the inside of the robot with biospheres, where the Matoran, which were these biomechanical creatures,
so these
would
are the small ones, right?
yes, the small ones, yes. And they would inhabit the inside of Mara Nui, carrying out tasks that were essential for maintaining the functioning of the robot, of the giant robot. Correct?
Uh-huh.
So Mara Nui, which was the robot, the giant robot, gave them source of light, gravity, wind, geothermal functions in the islands, and all that sort of stuff. So the Matoran worshipped Mara Nui as the god or deity or whatever, and made temples in his honor and shrines and all of that to honor the Great Spirit, obviously. They had no idea that they were inside the giant robot. By the way, they know nothing.
How do you achieve not knowing that you are inside a giant robot?
At this point, they
How
still
big is this robot?
It is really big. Like it would probably be the size of a planet, probably.
Okay. So not quite. So it's it's as big as Earth, not quite as big as my penis, but
Yeah, it approaches.
I'm really sorry. That was the worst joke I've ever. That's literally the worst joke that's ever been made. I apologize.
It's fine. All right. So yeah, the Matoran don't have free will at this point. All right, they're just carrying out their tasks. So Mara Nui creates another race called the Makuta, and gives them a job, and their job is to populate his inside with living creatures and more other races and whatnot to create an ecosystem.
So they sort of build them?
Yeah, they build them. The Mara Nui built the Makuta, and the Makuta built Arahi, which is the name for animals in Bionicle.
Yeah.
And they build some Matoran as well. But yeah, so thousands of years pass during this, and there are several civil wars between Matoran and whatnot, because during this time, one of the ancient beings, this is revealed to us, we didn't know, one of the ancient beings actually disguised himself as a Matoran and went on the giant robot to observe what they were doing and whatnot. And at some point, he gives them free will. I don't know how.
It's really not a good idea to give machines free will.
Yeah, I thought the same. This
What do you mean you felt the same? What is this? Are we truly Bionicles?
We have no free will. Oh god. But yeah, what was I going to say? I forgot.
You gave them free will.
Yeah, this happens off camera, right? This was just told to us. This doesn't happen. Like Greg Farsi just tells us, oh, this guy went with them and gave them free will. That's how we know this happened.
Yeah.
It happened off camera. So yeah, there's several civil wars, and the Makuta are always left to clean up the mess, right? To impose order, to get things back to their state of peacefulness.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm actually going to The first one. What are the different kinds of Bionicle that we've already listed, so I can put up
Okay,
pictures on the
it's
screen?
the Matoran, which are the little ones.
Matoran.
The Makuta, which eventually become the evil ones.
Makuta.
So
Which
that's
is these.
Makuta.
Yeah.
There's
They don't seem color coded in the same way that the other ones are.
uh
I mean, they don't have the same. I mean, I have one that seems to be purple.
the
There's-
Makuta are not color coded in
Okay.
the same way, but the Matoran should be. Although there are some Av Matoran in disguise, but we'll get to that later. All right.
Yeah.
What else? So because they have to clean
But
up
the
the mess.
animals. What was the animals called?
Oh, Rahi. Sorry, Rahi. That's
Rahi.
Rahi.
That's Rahi, the musical artist. That's not what I'm looking for.
It's
And
just do
that
Bionicle
is a
Rahi.
chair. Bionicle. Yes. Okay. Okay.
So those are all the creatures. The quote unquote bears, cows, flying birds, and all those stupid animals. There's some really weird animals, like the first wave of Bionicle, like really super weird animals.
I can see that. I mean, this is not too strange, but this.
There's a blue and a red one. I don't recall their names. They are Rahi, and they look like fighting robots. Those old ones from the '60s that just throw punches, and then
I
their
don't
heads lift up. The boxing robots.
But you people who are watching the stream, you can see this. This is the level of weird that is Bionicle. That's why I find it
those
so
are the ones.
interesting.
Those are the ones that you're talking about. Yeah, those are the ones I'm talking about.
Well, that one's blue and turquoise, so
Yeah.
maybe
Those ones.
you should get your eyes checked.
Oof.
Yes.
I wasn't looking at the stream. That's why.
Okay, where were we though?
So yeah, what the Makuta? We're talking about the Makuta. So because they get so tired of cleaning up all the messes and never getting any credit for the job they do, they start to become kind of resentful and angry at Mata Nui because all the Matoran are worshiping Mata Nui and building stuff for him, while they are the actual ones keeping everything in check. Right? This just builds up for a long time.
Yeah.
Eventually, Makuta Pterodax, which is the main baddie in the Bionicle universe.
That's Makuta Pterodax. It's like an option for me to click on here. That's this guy. You see,
Yeah,
there's
he's really-
one that has a golden mask. I would have assumed that he was the villain, but apparently he's not. This one
golden
looks
mask-
like one of the bosses in a mid-level dungeon.
There's a guy called Brutaka that has a golden mask, and he's good, but then he's bad, but then he's good. It's kind of yeah. But I don't know if you're talking about that one. There's also another one with a golden mask called Takanuva, and another one called Mata Nui, which is the embodiment of Mata Nui in Bionicle form. But we'll get to all of that.
Okay.
Really complicated stuff right here. Anyway, so yeah, eventually Makuta Pterodax gets information from the original biological being that controlled the robot, the Trencrom, right? You remember? I mentioned him. And this information allows Pterodax to put the main program, Mata Nui, to sleep and allows him to take over while he's asleep.
So Trencrom looks very different from the other Bionicles.
There's no official complete art or set for Trencrom.
On account of he's not made of mechanical parts, or he is, apparently, in some...
He isn't. He is completely biological. He's just a bunch of tentacles.
Okay.
Really
So
hentai
it's like-
shit right there.
Yeah, precisely, because he couldn't get any work in Bionicle, he had to moonlight in hentai. That's the island he was exiled to. It was Japan all along.
Exactly, yes. See, we truly are living in Bionicle. We just don't know it
Oh,
yet.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so this information allows him to put Mata Nui to sleep and all that, but he still doesn't do it because he needs other stuff. in order to carry out his plan. So there are also 6 warlords in the Bionicle universe
Mm-hmm.
that had the same idea of overthrowing Mata Nui, and they are called the League of Six Kingdoms, right? And yeah, they each controlled a really big part of the Matoran universe. The Matoran universe is all the islands inside a robot. We refer to them as the Matoran universe.
Okay, that's very good to know because I wouldn't have known.
So yeah, that's it. They controlled a lot of people under them that worked for them for some reason. And yeah, they're just like, oh, we're tired of fighting each other. Let's overthrow Mata Nui. So they try that, and the Makuta stop them. And Pterodax is like, maybe I should try it because I truly am worthy of overthrowing the Great Spirit himself. And after all, I do have information from Tren Krom that allows me to do this. So here he starts plotting against Mata Nui when he sees that it is possible and that they can turn against him and all that. The League of Six Kingdoms, although 6 warlords, are exiled to a place in the Matoran universe called the Pit, which is just underwater, a prison underwater. And they are transformed into the Baraki. They are mutated into the Baraki. So that's another
I have to
species.
open a new tab. So go Baraki. Oh no, that's Google Maps. I'm not interested in seeing the Google Maps of this. That is a Russian guy with a beer. I'm gonna have to go with Bionicle. Ah, there we go. These look odd, frankly.
Yeah,
They look like the
that's
Cthulhu monsters of the Bionicle universe.
somewhat. Yes, I agree.
Ah, it's double R. That's why I didn't get the properly.
Yeah, it is a double R. So yeah, they're exiled to the pit, and they stay there until later. We'll revisit them later. Something happens there, which is important. What am I leaving out? Hold on, let me think. So there's this city inside the Matoran universe called Metru Nui, right? And here we will. This is the second movie that happens in the story. It's Bionicle to Legends of Metru Nui.
Hmm.
In this city, there's a Toa team led by Toa Lekan. But we never get to.
When did the Toa get introduced?
Oh, okay. Okay. Sorry. Let's rewind a little bit. I'm telling the story. I'm not telling everything like it was introduced.
Okay, but like the Toa are very important though, aren't they? They're like the
Yeah.
main characters.
They were shipped. They were shipped in containers with Mata Nui in case something wrong happened. They were a fail safe.
Ah. And so, basically, Pterodax deciding, hey, I want to overthrow the guy, that would count as an emergency
Yes.
type. Yes. Okay.
Yes.
I get it.
Okay, but some of the Toa were already patrolling around some of the Matoran universe. They were already there since the beginning, and Lacan's team was one of those Toa. But we never get to meet his team because they're all dead, and not 4 of them are dead. Lacan dies in Legends of Metru Nui, and the other member of his team transforms into a Dark Hunter, and and stops being a Toa. I'll explain what the Dark Hunters are.
1 second. Ian Ross has donated $2 and asks, okay, when do we get Animorphs and Robo Rider lore? You're gonna have to bombard a Fast Food Thursday with memes on Animorphs and get yourselves a channel on the Discord server in which people try to get Animorph memes, more of them. Or Robo Rider, really. You could do either, you could do both. Right now, Bionicle is the drug of choice.
Let's be honest, guys. Bionicle's better than Robo Riders.
That is not a fight I'm going to pick.
All right. Where was I? Metru Nui. So yeah, some Bionicle don't really like to live by the rules, and
I'm a Bionicle. I don't like to live by the rules, man.
I like to live dangerously. Okay, sorry.
What the fuck? Is this? But do you call them Bionicles? One sec. I'll be back in just a moment. I have to
All
go for
right.
like 10 seconds.
Okay, chat. Spam him. Spam him. I'm looking at the chat right now. Oh yeah, the Kanohi dragon, the underscore double. Yeah, that's a good point. Fuck me. I have so much to talk about. Yeah, Toa Tuyet is also from Lacan's team. I remember the book, The Many Deaths of Toa Tuyet. Why do kid toys have this much lore? Because originally
Sorry, there. I
Lego
just had to
cared.
punch my girlfriend for
Oh,
having destroyed my Dharma Initiative shirt on purpose.
oof. I thought she was destroying your Bionicles, dude. I got scared
I don't
from.
have any Bionicles anymore. So the
Wow.
official, so we call these guys Bionicles. That's like that's not
They're
something that Mum does. That's something that is actually the correct thing to do.
we the observers can call them Bionicles, but they don't call each other Bionicle or anything like
Okay,
that. They,
but that is still the proper term.
yes, it is. They are
Okay.
Bionicle.
Okay.
Um, what was I? Yeah, someone in the chat pointed out that there's an entire book about a Toa that was on Lacan's team called Toa Tuyet. It's called The Many Deaths of Toa Tuyet, but there's no actual art for her. So yeah, it's sad, really. But yeah, there's a whole book about a character that doesn't have a Bionicle model. Uh, chat is spamming. So where was I? I was talking about Metru Nui, right?
Yes, we were talking about Metru Nui.
Okay, so in not in Metru Nui, but in an island close to Metru Nui, there's this organization called the Dark Hunters, which they're basically a group of outcasts led by the Shadowed One. All right.
Dark Hunt. You can tell that a lot of this is just because they wanted to sell more toys.
Yes, I always hated, even as a child, the name Dark Hunters. I thought it
Yeah,
was so
that is
horrible.
pretty gay. There's this show called Shadow Hunters on Netflix. That I really I want to watch it, but I also don't want to watch it because when I was a kid I read the books, which are
I've never heard of
fucking
it.
excellent.
Hmm.
I think the City of Bones, City of, and like two other cities.
I'm gonna
Uh,
check this out later.
but like the Shadowrunner series is like aimed at teens, and also it's not supposed to be
Mm.
particularly good.
Mm.
So I don't want to have my childhood ruined by holy shit. What the fuck?
Well,
There's this ancient Bionicle Dark Hunter ancient person, and
yeah,
he's got like a very nice shade of purple, but he has like breasts that are made of gold, and
yeah. I
apparently
don't think that's
several
canon.
appendages, and one of them is a propeller.
Not sure if that's canon. I am the stream is slightly behind for me, so I'll have to wait to see if that's
Yeah,
a
that's
thing.
true.
Oh no, yeah, no, that's that exists.
Yeah, okay. There's a lot of these are cool, man.
Yeah, it's really cool. Yeah,
Is that like his tail? Does he have a hand
that
that's coming out of his ass? And what's
that's
the situation?
that's the tale. But he was killed by the Shadowed One for no reason at all. He was a spy,
Ah. Well,
but he killed
I
him
do
for
think that that constitutes a reason.
yeah, but he killed him. He didn't know he was a spy. He killed him for completely unrelated reasons.
Oh, it's just
Yeah,
it's just
just
like
kill
got
him.
lucky, innit?
But he looks cool, the ancient. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they all look kind of cool, to be honest.
I have some models that I find really stupid, but yeah, go on.
Well, there are people who would probably think that all of them are really stupid. Not me,
Hey,
though. So
hey,
yeah, the dark one. No, the shadow.
the Shadowed One is the leader
Yeah, but
of the
like the
Dark Hunters.
organization is the Dark Hunters. Yeah.
Yes, the Dark Hunters. Yes, that's the organization. So yeah, the Toa Nadiki stops being a Toa and joins them. So he changes a lot. He gets 4 legs. and
Which
he gets a
color is that
Valky
one,
head.
Toanadiki?
He's green, a bright green,
Fucking green
and a lot
people.
of metallic.
Traitors.
He's a fucking toe of
You know,
air.
the greens. I mean, I don't want to say anything, right? But wherever you go, if you go into a neighborhood where there's greens, better clutch your pearls, mate. Because,
That's actually funny. You know why? Because there's two Bionicle, two Toas that almost fall to the dark side, quote unquote, and their eyes turn green when that starts to happen.
that's actually like a necromancy very often is portrayed by, black, but often black in combination with either purple and, in number two most popular, green.
Yeah,
What does the
I
color
don't know
green
why.
have to do with necromancy?
I don't in Bionicle, like if there's a good guy, he's generally a toe of air. But if he's a bad guy, he's a toe of acid, and he turns you evil for some reason, and you become green. I don't know why,
It's
dude.
not actually that. That's a biological being right here. That's like a furry type situation.
So I was talking about Nadiki.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Well, so he abandoned the Toa team, and there's a you remember Rudaka, right? From the other stream when you search
Mm,
her.
uh. Wait, no.
So he's okay. So he was turned into the thing that he is. I don't know if there's a race, but he was turned into that by Rudaka, I believe. Um, Rudaka is part of a species called the Vortix. That's Vortixx, right? And this species is actually very interesting because they have this
Wait, what
rit-
how do you write them?
Vortixx.
Okay, that was correct then. Vortex. Okay.
So yeah, there's Rudaka among them. She's one. She's a vortex. But the vortex have this ritual of passage. This is actually quite interesting. And what they do is that they climb a mountain. Two of them climb a mountain together, and they go on a journey, and they have to come back alive. If both come back alive, they're what should I call? I'm missing the word. Um, their employment is raised. They get I'm sorry, what's the word I'm looking for? They get
They're unemployed.
no. They get promoted. That's what I meant. Fuck,
Oh.
sorry. English is not
Yeah,
my mother
he's
language, right?
Sandro is actually from Namibia, so.
Yeah, as you can clearly tell from my accent.
The things frequently turn green when they rot and putrefy. That actually makes a lot of sense. I wonder
Huh.
why I have never made that connection before.
Yeah, that does make sense. Yes.
Probably because I am better at pretending to be smart than actually being smart. But do go on.
So yeah, the Vortex have this ritual of passage, and if they pass it, they are promoted in whatever job they have, to a better job, perhaps. If they come both back alive, but if only one of them comes back alive, they are received with even greater praise because it's thought that, oh, you survived alone, so you must be really fucking badass, so here's a huge promotion for you.
That's not a very healthy approach.
Yeah, and so in the middle of the journey, Rudaka
Like, at some
just
point, somebody should have made the connection
yeah, she
where they
just kicked.
went, yeah, we are actually encouraging people to kill each other here. Just,
And that's exactly what happened. She
yeah.
killed her partner and came back with great praise. Rudaka, you're so amazing! Oh my god! So yeah, she turned Nadiki into what he was. Not Nadiki. Wait, what the? There's two of them. Man, my lore master skills are. Oh yeah, no, it was Nadiki. There was his partner called Kreka or Krika. I don't know how to pronounce it. And he was a guy, right, a really really dumb guy, but he had a lot of brute force, so he was useful. And I don't remember who cut off his eye, so he only has an eye right now. Well, right now he's deceased. He's dead at the current state of the lore.
Currently, he is deceased.
Currently,
Maybe that will change in the future. Probably not.
it could actually, if it could, and
So
I'll
that's
tell
the
you
thing
why.
that happens in Bionicle. You can just rebuild them or something.
It's somewhat like that. I'll explain. Along with the giant robot, they sent a spaceship called the Red Star. And in the Red Star, a new Matoran and I think Toa, I'm not sure. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat. They would be built in the Red Star and sent into the giant robot. Some dead Matoran would also be sent to the Red Star for repairment and then sent back.
So, but like, is the Red Star a spaceship that is inside or outside the giant robot?
Outside.
Ah, okay.
I think that, they're beamed
So
into
do people
this.
at this point know that they live inside a giant robot?
They do not know.
But can they not see the giant robot?
Sorry, what? I didn't hear you.
Can they not see the giant robot that they are
No,
outside?
because they live inside these huge biospheres that are inside the robot, so they really don't know. And connecting the spheres are these huge oceans of protodermis. Protodermis functions kind of like the blood of the giant robot.
Huh.
Right, so they can travel from one biosphere to the other. But
No, but
they
like
don't
here
really...
they have the spaceship and it's outside the robot.
Yeah, it is.
But, I mean, then they would be able to see that there's a robot.
But they're not... while inside the ship, is what you mean.
No, but when they build the spaceship, the Red Star,
Yeah.
and the beam people outside, do they realize that, oh, we have been living inside a giant robot all this time?
They don't. They're mostly turned off while they're being repaired.
Yeah, but who
well.
repairs them?
Oh, it's these little creatures, these little
So they're
robots.
just not
that
smart
live.
enough to understand the
Yeah.
nature of the universe.
There's actually a parallel universe where these little robots just don't give a shit, and they stop repairing everything.
That sounds pretty bad.
But yeah, but Makuta disabled the Red Star, so no one can be revived. Anyway.
Yeah.
What else should I talk about? Jesus, man, there's so much lore.
Go on, we still have over an hour.
Okay, what else happens? So in Metru Nui, there's the leader of Metru Nui is called Turaga Dume, right? He's a Turaga. I don't know if you added that already. And his name is Dume, D-U-M-E.
Turaga.
And this guy is either killed or kidnapped, we don't know. And Makuta disguises himself as Dume. I think he was killed because he's using his mask, right?
See, that's the one. The grey one of the Turagas is the one that I had.
The Dume is red, kind of red or...
Yeah, but the light grey one, the white one, really, because
yeah, that was
the white
Nuju.
one
That's
and the black
Nuju.
one. Yeah, that's the one that I had.
Yeah, he's a Toa. Like in Metru Nui, he's a Toa, and then he gives up his powers and becomes a Turaga, like all of his teammates.
So he gets old.
Yeah. I always looked at it that way, although I don't think that's correct.
I mean, they don't age, do they? Because they're mechanical.
No, they don't. Yeah, biomechanical.
Yeah.
But yeah, like when I was a child, I always looked like, oh, the little ones are the children, and the Toas are like, I don't know, they're teenagers or whatever.
Yeah,
and
but
then
like
they get old.
That's what I thought the Toas were the teenagers, like the heroes, but like the old people, like they were clearly like old leader type characters.
Yeah, they clearly are, but they're not actually old. They just gave up their Toa power and have a little bit of elemental power still inside them.
Yeah.
And I'll explain why they gave up their power later. So in Metru Nui, Turaga Dume is killed, and Makuta Pterodax substitutes his place. And Toa Lakan is aware something is wrong, and his team is fucking dead, so he picks a Matoran from each Metru. So Ta-Metru, Ga-Metru, Ko-Metru, Le-Metru, Po-Metru, and Onu-Metru, right? These are the 6 different cities.
So I just googled Toa Lakan and it says schizophrenia pathophysiology. Are we closer to a complete model? I best not go down this particular rabbit hole.
Yes, he's not a schizophrenic though.
Yeah, I didn't think he was. But do go
Anyway,
on.
yeah, I will go on. So he picks a Toa from each of these cities and gives them a Toa stone, and then they're meant to meet up at the temple, where they just introduce these Toa stones in the Toa Suva, in the Metru Suva. The Suva is like, it's a thing that has some mystical powers and it can store
Is it the city
masks.
center?
It's not the city center,
Oh,
no. You thought it was the center, huh?
too much
Because
stuff.
uh, oof. Okay. So yeah, they go to the temple, and the Suva can store masks and can transform Matoran into Toa, provided there's a Toa stone. So they introduce the Toa stones in their respective holes, and they are transformed from Matoran to Toa. Oof. Then they go to the Great Colosseum, which is somewhere. It's almost at the center of the city, not quite, but just call it the center because every path leads to the Colosseum, right? And Turaga Dume, which is actually Pterodax, doesn't believe they are a true Toa because they go there to present themselves as new Toa. And
So how do you not be Toa while trying to be Toa? I mean, they
right,
are
yeah,
sort of robots.
yeah, he just says, "Oh, these are imposters. They are not true Toa."
Oh, they're not
And
they're not good enough.
yes, yeah, and then he blames them for Lacan being kidnapped, and yeah, that raised a lot of suspicion. If I was one of them, I would be like, "How does he know Lacan was kidnapped?" Right? Anyhow, that doesn't really happen in the film.
Yeah.
So he tells them, "Oh, you have to prove yourselves to be Toa." So they all go finding the great Konoha discs that are placed around their respective metrus, and they come back with the. Oh wait, fuck! I got something wrong. I'm sorry.
Can I just say I find that a bit racist?
Why?
You
With
have to
what?
prove that you're of this race.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Also,
yeah,
Chris
yeah.
in the Purple House Burger, have you ever been to Movie Park? Yes, the one in Bottrop. Or
They
maybe
actually
if
have a
that's
map.
not Movie World. I was definitely at Movie World. Yeah, but do go on.
Sorry, I got something wrong. So they got the discs before they came to Doom with claiming to be Toas because they wanted to be recognized as Toas by doing some great achievement.
Yeah.
So then Turaga Duma is like, which is Pterodax again. He's like, no, you're not Sutro, whatever. And then he tells some Matoran at his side to activate the Colosseum, and the entire stadium just becomes alive and starts. The ground just goes up and down and starts trying to kill them with huge, quote unquote, waves. And they have to fight this and try to get out. 3 of them get out. The other 3 get captured.
Ha.
Right? And the ones who get captured are Nuju, Onua, Wenua, and then the other 3, which is
So
Vakama.
these are the ones that will later become like the old people council.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yes,
So
yes,
this
yes.
is like I understand.
And then, Vakama, Nokama, and Matao are actually free. And yeah, they go on a little side quest trying to get back to their teammates that were captured. And they encounter Nadiki and Kreka along the way and kill them. Oops. they're actually thrown into Makuta's shadow hand, which just absorbs power. They just throw them into the hand, and Makuta absorbs them. And he's like, "Yes, my children, join me." And yeah, just kills them.
So I just saw this thing, right?
Yeah.
Which is like Metru Nui side profile. You probably can see it on the stream.
The stream has a delay. So.
Yeah, I mean it's been on for. I put it. I mean I just switched away from it, but I switched back just now.
Okay.
There's like this head, and there seems
Oh,
to
yeah.
be a city in like the sort of
That's Metru Nui.
mid-brain to throat area.
Yeah, that's the Metru Nui. That's
Okay, so
inside
Metru Nui
that's
is
in the head.
underneath the world.
Yeah.
But
We're not in
basically,
the world yet. We're not in the world yet. But so
what the fuck did you just say?
we're not. Well, this is happening inside the robot. What I'm telling you.
Okay, so this is basically the
And
robot.
Metru Nui, yeah, and Metru
Metru Nui,
Nui is
but
one of the
what
cities
I'm
inside.
seeing right here is actually the giant robot.
Yes,
Okay, and then eventually, oh yeah, I get it. Not
and the
that
giant
bad, to
robot
be
is
honest.
underneath the ground, right?
I mean, right now he's in space.
No, no, no. Oh, yeah, I forgot a key part. Like this is happening while he's in space, right?
Yes.
And when he activates the shadow hand and all that in the film, the robot is actually he's actually putting Maranui to sleep, and the robot is crashing into the planet
Uh huh. I mean,
while
but
this
what
is
I'm
all
seeing
happening.
here is that he is in the planet now.
Yeah, but that's after the end of this movie.
Ah, okay.
All right, so he's under the robot is underground at the end of this movie. We just don't know that. That's never told to us until much later. That was
So he
actually what
goes from
happened.
space to underground.
Yeah, no one notices the crash. Actually, everyone
Big
notices,
fucking
and it's an
spaceship,
event.
isn't it?
They actually notice. It's an event called that everyone refers to as the Great Cataclysm. That the entire world shook, and they didn't know why. And when the robot actually crashed, the Baraki that were in the pit got released because the pit was destroyed. All the prisoners were released from the pit when the robot crashed. So that's also important.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't want that.
Yeah, you wouldn't, and they will play a key role later. Someone very dear to our fans will perish because of this. Spoiler. So yeah,
Okay.
they they defeat Makuta, and they all seal Makuta with their elemental powers combined that make a seal of protodermis at the end of the film. And Vakama uses the Mask of Time, which he created from the 6 Kanohi discs they gathered, to help him defeat Makuta.
I'm sorry, does the
Paradox?
robot have something? Is the pit is his ball sack?
I'm not sure.
And there's
You're probably
something
looking
here
at the
that's
art.
his dick.
That's fan art. That's not official. Those are people trying to
Yeah, that's what I would say
capture.
if my fucking secret hentai hobby was discovered.
Oh god,
I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
it's fine, dude. Don't worry. This is funny. What was I saying? Yeah, so he defeats Makuta and they seal him with the protoderm and shit. Ah, and then they collect all the Matoran that Makuta was kidnapping inside capsules that drained their power, so they were put asleep.
I have to
And
say, this robot just has a really strange dick.
I don't know, dude.
And also, it's in
That's.
his belly. Is it then really his dick if it's in his belly?
I mean, is a robot? Does he have a dick? Probably not.
It
Why would a
looks
robot
like it. I
have a
mean,
dick?
it's like a volcanic island
Huh.
type
That's
thing.
that's probably the island above Voyanui. No, not Voyanui. Kartanui, probably.
You know, it says Voyanui here in
Oh.
the legend.
Hmm. So that's what you're looking at is actually the island of the first movie.
Oh, there's two different islands. Oh, that's good to
There's
know.
a lot of different islands.
Holy
There's
shit.
the island of Maranui, which is outside a robot. There's Mari Nui, which is underwater and gets detached from the robot. There's Voyanui that also gets detached from the robot. There's Kartanui and Metru Nui.
And then there's all the stuff that's inside the robot also.
Yeah, but these are all inside a robot. Some of them get out of the robot, like Mari Nui and Voyanui.
So the robot falls to the planet,
Yeah.
and then the islands come out of the robot?
Or two of them come out, and Maranui which is the island, another island, is formed on top of the robot's face as a camouflage system that it had.
That's very smart.
Is it? I don't know. I don't think it's very smart. So yeah, at the end of the film, they take the Matoran outside the robot with the ships, and they land in Mata Nui, the island on his face, right?
Yeah.
And to awake, so that they can awake the Matoran, our Toa heroes give up their elemental powers to wake them up, and they turn themselves into Turaga at that point.
Ah, so this is how these people became
Yeah,
these people.
Turaga. Yeah, exactly. In the movie, Lacan was also like incarcerated, and they find him, and then he dies and gives them their mask. And while they are shipping all these Matoran, one of the Matoran called Jala has his mask broken, so they give him Toa Lacan's mask, and he uses the mask instead of his original one. Okay, this is what happened before the first movie. All of this that I talked
We're not
about.
even in the first movie. It's just before.
This was the second movie that came after the first, because this is told from the perspective. Yeah, this is told from the perspective of Vakama. Right? He's the one telling the story.
It was a prequel.
Yeah. He's telling this story to the Matoran living in Mata Nui.
Okay.
But we can't get to the first movie yet. We have to talk about the third movie. In the middle of the second movie, the Toa are captured by Rudaka and Sidorak. Okay? And they're bad guys. We're talking about Rudaka already.
Yeah, he's the one with the propellers.
No, Sidorak? Sidorak is the one.
Rudaka has a propeller and like two big claws.
Yeah. Sidorak has a huge blade coming out of his hand. And he has like he looks kind of like the devil. He has kind of like the horns.
Okay.
Yeah, I can actually see him in your.
Is he in this picture?
Stream. Yeah, it's the red one.
Oh, it's that one.
Yeah.
Ah. Well,
I think I'm still looking at this. I'm waiting for you to click on it on the stream.
I was like in the top, the red one. Where's the 26 in the
picture?
Yeah,
the third. It's the third.
Yeah, that's the one I opened.
Yeah, that's Sidorak. So yeah, Sidorak is the emperor of the Vizorak. Huh?
Very creative.
Yes, exactly. Vizorak are these spider-like creatures. This is another Rahi. It's a Vizorak. And they have 4 legs, and they jump around, and they can shoot you in the face, and they can shred you to bits with their many teeth.
There we go. Ah.
And he owns like an entire horde of Vizorak.
See, I remember these because one of my friends had one of these.
Yeah. I remember when I was a kid, I only got 2 of them, and I was really upset that I didn't get all of them. But they're basically clones of each other with different colors.
You actual monster. Now, it says here, Rudaka Bionicle, and one of the tags that is suggested to me is pregnant.
Don't click that.
Okay.
That does not happen. Bionicle do not get pregnant, guys.
Okay, but well, you know, now that I've been drinking all this coffee/tea stuff, I really need to go to the toilet.
Yeah, sure, go for it.
If you
I'll entertain the chat.
Entertain the audience while
yes. Let's read the chat.
A small amount of this.
Hashtag turn off the TV. I got a Bionicles DVD one time and my dad snapped it as you do. Wow, that's really sad. Yeah, a lot of nostalgia here. I'm going to scroll up in the chat. You, my friend, have walked into Bionicle. Yes, you have. Come on, guys, you need to say something more productive. Lol, I legit just watched the stream that contained this stream's inception this morning. What are the odds? The YouTube algorithm is beginning to predict the future. Indeed, college coder. Why are you all asking him to click it? He's already gone. I'm just reading the chat, guys. Trying to... I don't know. Is there anything in particular you guys would like me to talk about? Am I leaving out something important? I'm talking to the real OG Bionicle fans. Yeah, they are called Rotuka spinners. You joined the server just for the Bionicle. Yeah, I would too. Beer nuts. Yes, that is extremely productive. I appreciate that. Thank you for your contribution. This toy line has such an extensive lore because it was created when Lego was almost bankrupt and they needed their own IP instead of just making sets for other stuff, and because they would lose a lot of money on that. So they hired Greg Farshti and Christian Favor to work on the lore for this thing, and it became so much greater than what they expected. That's why the lore is so extensive. Greg Farshti never stopped working on it. You haven't gotten to the post Metru Nui Island stuff yet, which is my favorite part, so you have yet to miss it. Yeah, I'll talk about that in just a second. I'll glance over what happened in Metru Nui. Because it's not that much. It's just a mask of light, really, isn't it? Hello. Oh.
You know what I just realized?
What?
If someone said, I'm into Rudaka pregnant sexually,
Yes.
I would find that less weird than someone saying, it's not a sexual thing, I just find it interesting to look at. That's the point at which I would go, please leave.
I find them somewhat equally disturbing. I don't know. I haven't given that much thought, Burger.
I thought you were going to say attractive.
Oof. I'm not that weird. I know I'm weird, but I'm not that weird. Jesus.
Yeah.
Are you getting all of this? Are you understanding all of this that I'm talking about?
I think I'm following pretty well. Do
you want to try and summarize what you've learned so far?
Okay. There's these ancient sort of, we're not sure if they're humans, probably not.
Humanoids, yeah.
Humanoids, yeah. They built this giant robot because they fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
So they could that robot could explore the universe.
Mm-hmm.
And they gave the robot an AI that would maintain it, and the AI sort of started building little robots, and those little robots started building other little robots, which then started building animal robots, and there was this whole huge world inside of the robot.
Mm-hmm.
And as it was flying, and in the brain there was a big city of the robot, and there was these different tribes, and a lot of different species also somehow just kind of emerged. And eventually the robot crashed into a planet. Still nobody understands what the fuck happened.
Mm-hmm.
And now the robot is on a planet, and his face is an island, and his penis is a volcano.
Okay, that's it. Yeah, it's basically the gist.
Where do the Borok come in?
The Borok will come in a moment. All right. So the Borok are actually, so they're kind of like the immune system of Mata Nui. Right?
Uh-huh.
They're just supposed to clean all the shit up. They are cleaning machines, basically. They will destroy anything that isn't supposed to be there. All right. Um, Thankfully, quote unquote, they didn't launch when they were needed to be launched. They were just asleep, right?
Bit
And
lazy, innit?
yeah, it just didn't work. And the Borok are controlled by the Barag, right? They're just two. They're a hive mind.
Obama.
Yes, obviously, yes. They're
Barack
controlled by
Obama
Obama.
controls the Borok, and the Borok, they think that we're filthy, that we're dark creatures that need to be destroyed. I have to stop because otherwise my YouTube channel might be taken down.
Yes. Were you imitating Alex Jones?
No, I was actually imitating Jimmy Savile.
Oh, I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is either. I know that's a person.
Fantastic.
Obviously, I was imitating Alex Jones.
All right, I'm glad I got it, I guess.
I thought you were insulting my impersonation
I wasn't.
skills.
Oh, no, I wasn't. Come on, Burger. I usually compliment them. What is this? Have you forgotten what I am? I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure what you are.
I'm a creep. No.
So Obama
Alright,
controls the Borok.
Yeah, the Barag. There's two Barag, a red one and the blue one,
And the black one from Kenya.
which is Barack Obama, obviously. It's Barack Obama. Okay, let's stop this. And the Borok function as a hive mind, basically. And after they leave the inside of the robot, right? The Matoran and the Toa leave the inside of the robot. A lot of the Rahi start getting out as well and populating the island. And Makuta just manipulates because he has some amount of control over them. He starts manipulating them to attack the Matoran and all of that, trying to propel his plan to, rule the Matoran universe.
Which
Right?
is
Because
the
right
robot.
now, which is a robot, yes.
So,
So-
but like when the robot is on the planet, right?
Yeah.
Does the planet also count as the Matoran universe at that point?
No.
Okay.
That's Baramagna, is the planet.
Okay.
Right. Actually, the robot crashed in Aquamagna. Sorry. Baramagna is where all the original people are.
So the robot didn't get very far in space. It's still in the same
No.
solar system.
Yes.
What a
it came.
failure!
No. It's traveled, but when it was coming back is when it crashed.
Oh,
Like
so it came back like
thousands and thousands of years passed
Okay,
until it
that makes
crashed,
sense.
right? So, but the robot did learn how to put the planets together, the moons together. Holy shit, dude! There's so much to cover. Oof.
So, but
So,
like
yeah.
the Borok and they're the
The
cleanup.
Borok
crew.
are then they are now like Makuta influences the Barag, and the Borok still are not here. Let me reformulate this. I'm sorry. Jesus. I get a gem up a lot talking in English when I haven't practiced in a long time. So I apologize.
That is all right. I will not judge you.
Thank you.
The chat. will.
Yes, I know the chat will. I think I'm being clear right now. I don't know. Okay. So the Makuta Pterodax is his actual name, influences the Rahi to attack the Matoran, and the Toa are then deployed from the robot. And this is the original Toa Mata, the first that we meet. They're deployed from the robot in canisters, and they wash up at the island of Mata Nui. All right.
Uh-huh.
These are the ones that were supposed to be the failsafe, right? These are in canisters.
Yeah.
So the actual canisters that you buy them in are part of the lore.
Yeah,
Right?
I know that you can get them in the like they're the canisters that you actually get
Yeah,
to
yeah,
buy the Bionicles in.
yeah. The canisters also had some play functions, such as like storing all their masks and all of that. They served as each tribe's suva, the suva that I mentioned earlier, right?
Yeah.
There's different suvas all over the place. Whew. Um, so Makuta starts hiding the masks of power because he doesn't want them to get the masks. I don't know why not just keep them for yourself. I guess he wanted to give them a shot. I don't know. So he starts hiding the all the masks so that the Toa have a harder time
Which I mean,
fighting
it's
him.
very difficult to hide those because usually they
The
come
shiny.
with a tower where someone climbs up and shouts like 5 times a day. So very difficult to hide a mask.
Exactly. Yes.
I'm
They're very
sorry.
noticeable.
That wasn't even my joke. Cody said that earlier, and I just held on to
Did
it
he
for a long
really?
time, so I could
Okay.
pretend that it was my joke.
Aha. Very good. That's okay. Well played, dude. So yeah, they're fighting the Rahi and all of that, and then they find a nest. Like they find a cave, and the cave collapses, and they find a nest. And
Uh huh.
this nest contains the Borok. And as some of the people in the chat may know, if you wake up one Borok, you wake them all. Right? This was supposed to be dramatic.
It was totally dramatic. Ha! Barack Obama. Full circle come. I actually had that one with Obama's face, believe it or not.
Wow, I believe it totally. So the Borok wake up, and their prime task is to fucking clean. So they just try to clean the entire fucking island.
And obviously they don't have any doubts that they can do it. They think to themselves, yes, we can.
Yeah, and they just start cleaning all the shit, destroying everything in their path, and they're really quite a force of nature, to be honest with you.
Change we can believe in.
Oh, I'm looking at the stream with the Borok. It's a Borok Cal, though. It's not a Borok.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You should be. You should know this, Burger. I'll explain what the Borok Cal are in a second. What was I gonna say? Yeah, they wake them all and they start cleaning up the shit. And now they have to fight them, but the Borok can actually control other beings by launching the Krana, which is like their brain,
Yeah,
the thing
like the
inside their
mask they
head.
have in their
Yeah,
faces, right?
yeah, that's the Krana. Those are living beings, and he throws them at the face, and yeah, they control the person they're attached to. They add them to their to their hive mind, kind of like a face hugger, you know?
Yeah. But hold on, the ones that I have open now are the Borok
Yeah.
Cal, the ones with the silver
The
faceplates.
silver, yeah, the silver
That
recaller.
one, this one, that's not Borok Cal. He's just got a brown faceplate.
Yeah,
So
the colored ones are the Borok. The Borok, so the Borok are like thousands of each. The Borok
what do you
Kal,
mean
there's
the
only one
colored
of.
ones?
So the ones that are not silver,
Yeah,
right?
what makes the Borok Cal special?
They can speak and they're more intelligent, and they have other powers, and they have like they can control gravity, magnetism, and all that.
Holy shit.
And while the original Borok have some elemental powers and acid instead of wind, right? So he's always on acid. Levok.
Ew.
So yeah, they fight the Borok. They're not totally defeated. There's still some of them astray, but they're too little to cause any actual damage. And then Makuta is like, huh, these there's these living beings that could I don't know, come in handy. and out of them he puts them inside of a robotic suit, and makes a Rakshi,
Okay, now
which
I have to
is like
Google that.
there's another species for you.
Roxy. That is some sort of alcohol. Oh, see, I remember these as well. I remember I was in a toy store and I wanted one of these, and my grandmother said no.
Why?
I don't know, probably didn't have any money or something.
Ah, feels bad, dude. I also acquired them really late. I only had one. I had the brown one.
But these are like really cool looking.
Yeah, they are, right? Like they are so dude. I don't know. They're just
I
amazing.
love how you're actually getting excited. I was like, okay, they look fucking yeah, they look cool, motherfucker.
They're my favorite until I discovered the Borok, right? Because I only had the Borok after the Rakshi. Because it came late in Portugal. But yeah, they're really fucking cool. Those that you're looking at are not canon, though. Some of them are not canon. The ones with like huge fins on their back, those are not canon.
But
They
those
do
are
have
I mean, those are the coolest ones, though.
they
That's
have
like,
spines on their back, but
how did they?
they're not
But
the
how
ones
did they
you're.
get manufactured if they're not canon?
It wait. Oh, you can switch the pieces.
Yeah, but then the big sort of tail fins have to come from somewhere, innit?
Yeah, there's a piece there where you can attach them, and you can attach other stuff there. I'm just saying the builds you're looking at are not canon.
Okay,
You can build them still.
I'll just accept what you said.
um, yeah, and you can also like force pieces by breaking stuff or cutting or even 3D printing your own pieces. You can do that as well.
I mean, that is actually something that I'm very excited about with the new world.
Same. I don't know if you saw, but Lego developed a material made from like I think it's sugarcane or something that they're now using for their
You
Lego, and it's 3D printed,
Oh
and yeah, it's
shit, that's
really good.
actually very bad for the town where I spent most of my teenage years.
Why?
Because this is a small city in Germany
Mm-hmm.
where they have this huge chemical plant, which is like the second biggest chemical plant in Germany. Um, and one of the companies there produces the plastic pellets that they use to make Lego,
Oh,
and that they used
oof!
to use apparently at this point. And since half the town works at that fucking chemical plant, I figure some of them are going
Wow,
to be out of a job, innit?
wow, dude, that's oof. So yeah, they better start looking how to farm sugarcane, I guess.
It's not really warm enough there to farm sugarcane.
Uh, but so yeah, Lego is doing that, and apparently they're indistinguishable from the original plastic Lego.
But like, if you're building something and you need like you could just basically
3D
create
printed.
your own shit
Yeah,
in one of those programs, which I don't know. I think there are some Lego building programs that I was never
there.
able to understand properly. And
I'll give you the names if you
oh,
want.
please do send them to me, my dude. And you
All
could
right.
build them, and then you could just sort of have them 3D printed by your 3D
So
printer.
there's an official Lego digital tool where you can build your own Lego stuff called Lego Digital Designer. We refer to it as LDD, right? And you can actually build your own shit and order it
See,
from Lego.
what has always bothered me is that you couldn't just get all the colors that you wanted.
Yeah, you can only get the colors that they printed.
But yeah, I mean, even if you did have a 3D printer, that wouldn't be able to just print any color, would it?
No, but you can print. You can color it yourself.
It's
I mean,
technology.
right?
It's not. What am I? Like someone who can? No, but then still, I need like a color mixer that I want to put in a hex
Yeah.
code, and then that fucking block has
Or
that specific color.
make the material have the color you want, right? So when you print it,
Yeah, but how without being like a
I've
chemist?
no fucking clue, dude. I am not a chemist.
Me neither.
Yeah, I know, dude. But yeah, there's Lego Digital Designer, and then there's stud.io, which does the same,
That
but I
does
think
sound
it's
like a
better.
porn site, though.
No, it's not. I think it's better, and you can order the bricks you used off of Bricklink, and it's actually cheaper.
Dad.io.
So
If
it's
this is
also a
porn,
light
and I'm gonna
program.
open porn on stream now. This is
It's so foreign, dude.
some bad is gonna happen.
Should I go on with the lore because we only have 30 minutes left
Yeah,
for
please
all of
do
the
go on
rest.
with the law.
All right, so they defeat the Borok, then the Rakshi, and the Rakshi, one of them infects Tahu. Oh fuck! Ah, I forgot to mention something. So the Toa Mata, when they're fighting the Barog, they are the leaders of the hive mind. They are immersed in protodermis, and they are transformed into the Toa Nuva. So they get shiny new armor, right? They
So, like
defeat the.
the Bionicles actually can somewhat manipulate
Yeah, they can.
the protodermis.
Yes, they can.
Okay.
Uh, Also, this is a minor detail, but I'll get smashed if I don't mention it. Inside the Barag chamber, there were two Toa exosuits, which were suits that disable the elemental power of the Toa, but allow them to fight and punch a much harder punch. And
Okay.
yeah, but they were just useless. They were also supposed to serve as sentries in case something went wrong, but obviously they didn't work. So yeah, so they defeat the Barog, and then the Borokal appear and steal the symbols that give the Toas their powers, and then they defeat them and get back the seals. Sorry, just drinking some water. And
How dare you? I haven't drunk a single drop of water on this
I
entire
know,
stream.
I know. Oof.
I never drink water.
Burger, that might explain some things.
What the fuck is this?
I don't know what you're looking at.
You're gonna
You're
see
looking
in
at
a
3D
moment.
models.
No, I'm on Bricklinks,
Oh
and
yeah.
things are getting weird. There was this like I like there was a thing where you could customize your little Lego man.
Mm. That might have been in the original Lego website, but I don't think that exists anymore.
But
That
I
was the
wanted
master
to.
builder
I wanted.
program.
That was the best part of Lego. I like the little Lego men.
Yeah, that was the master builder thingy that used. I don't know if it still exists. I haven't checked my profile
But
in
like, do these
years.
people not use this?
No idea, my friend. Oh, you're looking at brickheads?
Are those called brickheads?
Yeah, they're the huge head guys made of Lego that look
Yeah,
like chibis.
yeah.
They're brickheads. It's their name. So yeah, I'm gonna go on with the story. Jesus Christ. So, during the first film, which is told from Vakama's perspective, a guy, a Matoran called Takua, finds a mask, a golden mask called the Kanohi Mask of Light, the Kanohi Avoki, I think. Does LDD still exist? Yes, it does. Instead.io also exists, guys. Um, so yeah, he finds the Mask of Light, and then they go on a quest to find the Matoran or Toa or whatever that uses this mask, just to at the end find that Takua was the guy that was meant for the mask all along. So Takua, he was on on the Jesus, dude, I keep getting calls. He was on the
People trying to harass you because you're getting the law wrong or something.
Yeah, I guess that's the case. What was I saying? So yeah, he was on the Fire Tribe, but he was actually a light Matoran disguised a um as a Matoran of fire for some reason.
Huh.
And yeah, and then he puts on the mask and he becomes the seventh prophesized Toa, the Toa of Light, Takuanuva or Takanuva, whatever. They use both names in the lore for some reason. So yeah, and Takuanuva goes to Makuta's lair by following a machine they built and putting one of the Rakshi inside of it. They built a machine out of Rakshi parts, and the machine led them to Makuta. And Takanuva fights Makuta, and they fall into a Protodermis pit, and they get merged into the same entity.
Oh boy.
Half shadow, half light. And then he opens the gate that will lead them to Maranui's chamber, supposedly, so they can awaken them. And then he and then the door slams Jala, the guy with the mask from Lacan, and he's dead, but the mask is still there, so he just resurrects Jala. Oh no, fuck, no, this is so wrong. Oh, I'm gonna get slammed. He doesn't die there. He dies before when the Rakshi attack them, when Takua is putting on the mask, and they take the mask with him, and then he revives his friend. I'm sorry, guys. Jesus.
Fuck,
Takua
is this really happening right now?
Yeah. Takua Nuva merged with Makuta are the ones who get slammed by the door and actually die. And they think Makuta is dead, and Maranui, not Maranui, sorry. And then Takua is there with them again because he survived. They split up, and they think he's dead, but he evolved into another life form. He's made of gas.
Whoa, that's a complete departure from the original concept.
Yes, he is now made of gas, and he can inhabit other mechanical or biomechanical beings and whatnot. And they think, oh, we're going to awaken the Great Spirit, but actually, no, you're not, because he takes hold of the body in his gaseous form and puts the Great Spirit, Maranui, into a mask, the Mask of Life, which he launches out of the robot. And at this point, the robot is raising itself from the planet.
Mm-hmm. I get why.
Yeah, right? He got what he wanted. He now rules, and he enslaves all the Matoran and shit.
No, why is the robot leaving the planet again?
Oh, because Makuta is in control now. He's not leaving the planet just yet. He just controls the body, and the body is now operational again, so it's not resting.
Oh, okay.
It's active right now because Makuta persisted. This is not explained in the film, by the way.
This is like the deep lore, the expanded universe.
Yeah, basically, yes.
The novels.
There's there's so many novels and comic books and...
Are there actually Bionicle novels, though?
Oh, yes, a ton of them, yes.
Like, comic books, okay, I expect that.
There's a lot of the story was also told through webcomics and games and ads. It's a multimedia storytelling tool they used, basically. It's told through all of this. Even the instructions in the boxes tell bits of the story. So yeah,
I did not expect this.
Yes, the Lego's really good at doing that. So yeah, and then the mask is the mask.
Mask of Light, right? This is this one.
The Mask of Light. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one where the AI super brain is inside of.
Inside of it. Yes, right now. Well, not right now. Well, I don't remember. Yeah, he is inside of that. He's inhabiting the small body now. Currently. Oh man, I need to summarize this. Really, there's a lot to summarize in 20 minutes or whatever. So yeah, he puts them in a mask. The mask falls into Mari Nui, which was the underwater city where the Baraki were. The Baraki try to use it to return themselves into their previous state, but they fail to. And then Brutaka appears, which was the guy with a golden mask that I was talking about to you.
I've heard this name.
Just search Brutaka. He's one of the Titan sets. I mentioned it in your previous stream
Oh
on the
boy.
post-screen chat. It's Brutaka and Axon. They were two titans, and Brutaka turns evil.
Uh-huh.
Oof, yeah. I know we. I'm talking to the chat now. I know we still have a lot of arcs, but man, I can't just spew everything. There's a lot to talk about. There's really so much to talk about, and I dragged the first part a little bit, I think.
I didn't think we were going to get through all of it.
Yeah, you didn't.
No,
We
because
might need a second Bionicle stream. Oh, but yeah, do go on. Sorry.
well, I mean, you know, just give me a short ending to
All right,
the story.
I'll give you a short hand. I'll try to keep it brief. All right. So yeah, before the Mari, these Matoran that were on the village of Metru Nui, they were also transformed into Toa, like Jala and Gali and all of them. And yeah, they're transformed into Toa. They go to Voyanui, where they fight the Paraka. That's another species. You're looking at Vezon and Fenrock right now for me. He's with a species of the Paraka. And Paraka is just made by Makuta. They're like really ugly. Is everything all right, Burger?
I'm hyperventilating or something. Paraka. What the fuck? I mean, the Paraka just looked like sort of Cockney gangsters.
All right. Okay, so we have to do a thing. All right,
Oi.
Burger? Do you trust me?
Oi! Give me
Oi.
your fucking money, mate.
Exactly. They're the bullies, basically. Well, one of them is called the bully. Well, it's not his name, but it's his title.
What thing do we have
So,
to do?
Burger, I want you to go on YouTube and search Yo-Yo Piraka and watch that. It's 1 minute and 20 seconds and something.
For a
You
20
have
the
to watch
fuck?
this and listen to it primarily, not just watch.
Yo-Yo Piraka.
That was a thing.
Will this get my channel taken down because of
It will not.
copyright
No.
shit?
No. Well, I don't think it will. Maybe don't show the video.
No, but it's mostly the sound. Nobody gives a shit about the video.
I've seen it on several channels, and it's not even on the Lego official website. Maybe just play a little bit. Oh, you watched some of it. What?
I don't know. Yeah, I know this was linked at some point in the Bionicle, and then
Or was it? Yeah, that's a meme.
this is the ad.
Yeah, that's an ad. You know. It's like it's really hip for the kids, you know. They're like yo Paraka. The things on the Wii is nothing to do and all that jazz. And yeah, it's a fucking meme.
I'm gonna have to delete Firefox now.
Why? Oh god. So yeah, those are the guys they fight before going into Mori.
Yeah, they look
Then
like the
they-
guys they would fight.
Yeah, they do, right? They go then into Mari Nui, and the Mask of Life transforms them into stuff capable of breathing underwater before they lose it, and they go after the Mask of Life, sorry. And then
No, but let's go back to the song, okay?
oh yeah.
The Paraka are supposed to be like the bad guy gangster type characters.
Yeah.
And then they put rap music under this.
Yes.
Do you see the racial subtext?
I do, yes.
Fucking Lego,
It
man.
was another time. Clearly, the Paraka are a product of the time. I would think. Lego would never
Clearly
release
the
these characters right now.
Paraka are a product of the end times, you mean?
Mm-hmm. Basically. Oh god. Why do they have all the wrong masks? Oh, it's all Kopaka.
I'm gonna give you 5 minutes to finish the law, and then I have some questions.
Oh my god. All right. So they find the Mask of Life underwater. Makuta takes hold of a body of a robot called Maxilos, and fights them, and he loses the Mask of Life. And then the Mask of Life is destroyed, and Matoro, you remember this, right? Matoro dies for our sins, and they use the mask on him, and he revives the Great Spirit. And yeah, the mask. He trades his life for the mask to live on. Right? So then the mask.
Now I understand all of Bionicle lore. Because most Bionicle memes are Matoro died for our
Died
sins.
for our sins, yes.
And so he basically he dies so that like the mask can be put on his body.
Yeah.
But can't they just put his mask on another body?
Oh, well, it's like he gets destroyed because his energy is used to power the mask.
Yeah, but like they have to remove his mask first, right?
Yeah.
But in his
Actually, in the comic, hold on. In the comic, I think they put it directly over his mask.
Oh.
But I really don't want to dig up the comic just to confirm that. But yeah, there it is. You can see the picture above. That's Maturo in the Inika form, and then the Mari form, which was the form where he died in. He's holding the mask. But yeah, so yeah, he dies for our sins, and then the mask is woohoo cool again. And am I leaving out something? Oh yeah, then these same guys, they split into two teams: the Toa Panthoka and the Toa Mystica, and they find mutated Makuta, and they have to fight them in Cardanui and another swamp place thingy. Cardanui is where Trencrom was, if you recall.
Yeah, somewhat.
Yes. Yeah, and so yeah, they fight the Makuta, and they have to find 5 pieces that open a vault, and inside the vault there are these super cool vehicles that they use, and Makuta steals one of them. And I don't fucking know what he does with the fucking vehicle. I guess he just didn't want him to have one of them. NASA should contract this guy.
So
Yeah.
question time.
Go on. Yeah, yes. Well, it's not. Can I just 1 more minute? Burger?
Okay.
All right. So the mask lands on Baramagna, where it makes a body for itself, and that's Matanui. Matanui goes on a quest with people he meets there. They find out that the villages they live in they actually make up the original robot that was destroyed. They put the village together and make a new body for Matanui. Matanui enters that body and then fights Makuta on his other body, and there's a huge robot battle between each other. And at the same time, Matanui is trying to bring the moons back together, and there's a moment where he just throws Makuta into one of the moons and he dies. And then he completes that and restores the world to its original state and gives life to everything, and everyone lives there now.
So basically the robot did its job, isn't it?
Yes, it did its job. Could have avoided all of this if it didn't ignore the creatures inside it for thousands and thousands of years, but it's like 10,000 years or something that he ignored them.
And as we all know, 10,000 years will give you such a crick in the neck.
Yes. Yeah, that's a good reference.
Oh, God.
So yeah, questions. Go
I'm
on.
glad I didn't actually take a hit of acid before this.
Good.
Because
You wouldn't have gotten half of it, or maybe you would have dreamed it, and that
I would have never come down off that fucking trip. The most important question, obviously,
Yes,
that's on everyone's mind.
is
Have you ever jerked off to Bionicle porn?
I have not. Sorry,
Do you know anyone who was jerked off to Bionicle porn?
I don't actually. I have a friend who's even more into it than I am, and he has some pictures of Rudaka pregnant, but he claims he never masturbated to these
But
pictures.
they're like jokes, right?
I think so. I don't know. He's a really weird person, like even more than I am.
I don't know you personally. You don't seem too weird to me.
All right, good.
So
Yeah. The picture you're looking at right now is from the reboot. Like that's the island from the Bionicle
yeah, what's
reboot.
with the reboot?
Oh, in 2015, Lego was like, "Hey, you know what was really successful and gave us a shit ton of money and took us out of bankruptcy? Bionicle. Why don't we do Bionicle again?" And they failed completely because they tried to simplify the lore and it was shit and it was canceled and then the ending was rushed and it was so bad. It didn't sell at all because they were counting on the original fans to kind of promote the thing for them, and they made a shady Netflix show, which was really, really shady, and I fucking hate it. It was really bad. The voice acting was bad. The movements were bad. The animation was just so bad, dude. Anyway, they tried to reboot it. It failed, and yeah, a rushed ending. Because the original Bionicle also had a rushed ending. Because they were like, "This is going for too many years now. We have to cancel this series. We are
Why?
holding up."
It was making money.
Right, like Greg Farshty revealed that they were also going to go back in time and have dinosaur Bionicles and a shit ton of interesting stuff, and we were actually going to get a model of Toa Tuyet and all of that, and we never got any of that. Instead, they just made some really shitty Bionicle that everyone hates called the Bionicle Stars, and yeah, they pumped that as the final Bionicle line of the original generation. The pieces were really shitty. At the end of Bionicle, the pieces were really, really shitty because
This bloke looks kind
they
of
broke a
fancy,
lot.
doesn't he?
What? Sorry,
This bloke looks kind of fancy.
which one?
The one
What's
that's
his
on
name?
screen right now, the one with the golden mask.
Oh yeah, that's Tahu with the golden armor.
Yeah, and you have like sort of.
So, any other questions, Burger? I left like not even exaggerating. I left probably 45% of the lore out. It's a rough estimate.
This is a lot.
Deeper than what you thought, or
The thing is, I still don't understand why they cancelled it. It was good. I mean, and especially like I don't like it when sort of companies. I mean, if you want to get the original fans back, right?
yeah. Hmm.
You have to. You can't simplify the law because why the fuck would you do that? That's
Yes,
just
exactly.
betray. Who at which point thought that that was a good idea?
They wanted to make it more child friendly
But
because
like
the lore
the
was really
people
hard
who
to
would
decipher.
come back to Bionicle were gonna
Were-
be always the adults.
Yes, I thought the same.
We
And
live
it was
in a
like,
world now where you can actually sell toys to adults and it's
yes,
fine.
I agree. I agree completely. But I don't know, man. Lego is always like, it has to be kid friendly. They like only until they started making Star Wars sets, and only until then. Only after that did they start to have guns in their sets. They were completely anti-gun, and then the video game era
They
came,
have big
and they.
old fucking knives, so not
But it's
sure
like
if the
it's fine.
policy was very congruent.
It's fine to see weapons clash with each other. It's not fine to see someone get shot. You know. If you look at the Bionic, I keep
I
saying
mean,
Bionicle.
yeah, that's
Jesus, the Lego.
generally how people. I mean, you know, firearms are considerably more lethal than
Yeah,
swords.
and a
There are some
swords.
advantages to using firearms when engaging in
So much,
activities.
so much so that in the Bionicle 4 movie, Legend Reborn, Metru Nui doesn't have his Thornax launcher. He actually has a sword made from a scarab
Oh
stale.
boy. Yeah, but even still, the kids are pretty fucking smart these days. So
Yeah,
even
they
if you
just
had
figure
a
it out.
if you had a complex law, you could have just made
Laid
the
it
new
on.
Bionicles expanded on the lore, right, and made the intro storyline kid friendly, and then kids
Yes.
would be able to go back and study
Exactly.
the rest of the storyline if they were
That's exactly
interested.
what they did originally. That's exactly what they did with all the prophecies and shit and all the hidden stuff, right? Because I just went through this chronologically, right? But originally you would only know about the Toa Mata, and then all of this world would be unraveled as you got deeper and deeper into it, right? As a kid, I didn't know anything else besides the Toa Mata, and I was like, I don't know, man. The reboot was really shitty. But do you have any questions about the first
The
generation?
lore, I can barely comprehend it. I'll have to. It'll need some time to settle down in my brain before I can actually understand what the
The
fuck I just witnessed.
the link I sent you before the stream actually explains it really well.
Yeah, we didn't get time to check that.
No, we would need like an 8-hour stream to watch all of that. Actually, it would it would be 8 hours just to watch the films.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. No, stop this.
Stop this madness.
So, thank you everyone very much for watching this stream.
Yeah, thanks guys for joining us.
This
Or
this
me.
insane stream. Thank you, Sandro, very much
You're
for
welcome, Bugger.
being the big lore master here.
Probably Yellow Cheese would have done an even greater job, to be honest
Yeah,
with
Yellow
you.
Cheese is the other Bionicle lore master that we have.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been such a long time, and I've been working on so many projects that it's not that easy to remember all of the lore details, much less mention all of them in 2 hours. Right?
Yeah, I am sort of speechless a little bit. In any event, thank you all very much for watching. I appreciate all of you. There's going to be a video tomorrow. It's not going to be about Bionicle, hopefully. And
Might just
well,
be.
actually, I have to stop the live stream on YouTube, right? And I can't stop it over here because that's not how this works. Yeah.
Hmm.
See you around, cunts. Yes, I want to.